is 6-time multi-frame generation actually usable in an Unreal Engine 5 beast like Black Myth Wukong? Well, back when we tested Optiscaler 0.10, 6-time setup in Red Dead Redemption 2, using my NVIDIA RTX 3060 Ti, it was kind of a mixed bag, right? We had to deal with weird character model glitching and UI flickering. And the moment I tried to fix that character glitching, the overall smoothness just disappeared. So yeah, it was a bit of a compromise, but when I brought this exact same setup over to Black Myth Wukong, but guys, the results completely blew me away. Unlike Red Dead 2, Black Myth Wukong actually has native frame gen support built into its engine from day one. And because of that, OptiScaler hooks way more cleanly here. I mean, zero character model glitching, butter smooth gameplay, and literally the only minor issue is just some slight UI flickering. So today, on our RTX 3060 Ti, we're gonna push this thing to its absolute limit. We're testing 4 times, 5 times, and full-blown 6-time frame gen multipliers in Black Myth Wukong to see if this is actually playable or just another gimmick. So let's dive in. Alright, first, let's run a quick side-by-side comparison. Let's see how these higher frame generation multipliers actually respond and check for any noticeable graphical artifacts. Because, honestly, that's what most people worry about when using frame generation. I'm putting native performance side by side with 4-time, 5-time, and full 6 times frame generation. I'll slow down the gameplay footage so you can really analyze the details. Keep in mind that YouTube's video compression might smooth out or mask some subtle artifacts. Pay close attention to the monkey's staff spinning animation here. Alright. As you can see, because my base frame rate is already pretty strong, I'm barely noticing any serious artifacts here. On top of that, since we're running a pure DLSS Frame Generation implementation rather than swapping DLSSG over to FSRFG, the visual glitches we used to see with older methods are almost completely gone. Honestly, the only minor thing I notice is a slightly floaty, like an unreal feel to the motion. And even that is only really noticeable when pushing up to 5-time and 6 times multipliers. Alright guys, take a close look at this side-by-side comparison. If you notice any subtle visual differences or artifacts that I might have missed, drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. With that out of the way, let's move straight into our next test. Now for our second test, let's talk about latency, specifically mouse and keyboard responsiveness when using these higher frame multipliers. To be honest, this is what most people worry about. For this test, I'm showing you camera footage recorded straight from my phone. First, let's look at how fast the game responds when I click the mouse. Comparing native mode against 4-time, 5-time, and 6 times multi-frame generation. Looking at this side-by-side comparison, I didn't see any massive hit to mouse responsiveness, even when pushing up to 4-time, 5-time, or 6 times frame generation. The main reason for this is that my base frame rate stayed solid between 45 to 50 FPS, plus NVIDIA Reflex was actively working to keep that input latency under control. Alright guys, now let's check out how the keyboard response holds up across these different multipliers. Now, for the keyboard response. To be completely honest, I couldn't recreate the exact same side-by-side movement loops like I did with the mouse tests. But in terms of actual key response, there was no noticeable delay at all. The overall feel remains practically identical to the native experience. Alright guys, let's wrap things up with a quick gameplay test comparing native mode directly against 6 times multi-frame generation in action. This should give you an even clearer picture of how it actually handles, and I'll slow down the footage again so you can inspect every detail. Alright guys, what this entire test really proved to me is that if you already have a strong, stable base frame rate, you can push multi-frame generation all the way up to 6x and get an incredible gaming experience with minimal artifacts and almost no input lag. Now, I completely understand that not everyone can achieve these exact results because performance ultimately depends on your specific PC hardware. Just to recap, the footage and performance data you saw today were benchmarked directly on my RTX 3060 Ti setup. So if you're running similar hardware, you can expect nearly identical performance. However, if you're on lower-end specs, your experience might vary depending on how much base performance your system can push. With all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the installation process and see how to set up and configure this mod step by step. Alright guys, to make things super easy for you, I've put together a fully packed mod.zip file and linked it right in the pinned comment. Just click that link and download it. Once downloaded, head over to your Black Myth Wukong installation directory. Go into the B1 folder, open Binaries, and then open Win64. Now, simply drag and drop all the extracted files from the mod.zip into this folder. That's all for the file transfer. Next, launch the game and open the graphics settings. Set your upscaler to DLSS and make sure to turn off the game's built-in frame generation. Once you're in gameplay, press the Insert key on your keyboard to pop up the OptiScaler overlay menu. Inside the menu, click the Activate button. Scroll down a bit until you see the Activate Dispatch Flag settings, and replicate the exact checkmarks I'm showing you right here on screen. Finally, select your preferred frame generation multiplier. And that's it. Your higher frame generation multipliers are now active and ready to go. Alright, I hope you guys will enjoy this new DLSS frame generation method over our previous DLSSG to FSRFG wrapper setups. Just a quick heads up though guys, this mod naturally works best on RTX 40 series and 50 series GPUs. On my RTX 30 series card, it only worked smoothly on 2 games so far, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Black Myth Wukong. I'm currently testing this method across a few more titles, and as soon as I get another stable build working, I'll definitely bring you guys an updated tutorial. I really hope you learned something useful or gained some valuable insights from this video. If you found it helpful, please drop a like below. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, consider subscribing to stay tuned for future benchmarks and mods. Until next time, take care guys, have an awesome day.